Yeah, hi there, this is tuxache.com. Welcome on my video channel. And in the today's little video, I want to talk a little bit about GPS tagging of images, mainly because I occurred a so-called GPS rollover error. But first, let's talk about the options you have to combine your images with the GPS data. We first have some cameras like the Canon 60 Mark II, which is filming right now, or other cameras like from Nikon or Fuji, which either offer accessory which is normally mounted on the hot shoe and is able to send GPS data to the camera so that they can be stored in the EXIF header, or on the other hand, like the Canon here, which has already a built-in GPS module. That is the most easiest and most convenient way. I show you here how to activate GPS logging. You just turn GPS logging on, choose either mode 1 or 2, and then activate the login. Every time you take a picture, the GPS data from the internal GPS module is stored in the EXIF header. Okay, the second alternative you probably always have in your pocket or somewhere else is of course a smartphone. There are a couple of apps in the Android store which are able to store track files from the GPS module. I personally use GPS Logger, which stores the track file onto your smartphone and just right away converts it to GPX file format. The other sort of same alternative is with my Lumix G81. The Lumix G81 doesn't have a built-in GPS module, but alongside with the Panasonic imaging app, you can store and save your GPS data, and at the end of the day or end of your shooting or end of your tour, you can transfer those GPS data via wireless LAN to the camera, and then the GPS data is stored into the files just like with the Canon camera. So if you import those images, they have right away the GPS settings. Another alternative which I use for quite some time are GPS loggers like those here. External devices, the only thing they do is store GPS data on their flash memory, and then you have to read out this flash memory and convert this file to a data file which can be read by your application, that is for Lightroom GPX format. And there are a couple of programs for the desktop PC or Macintosh. There is a Java solution, and for Android smartphones I personally use Android MTK, which is able to read out the file via a Bluetooth connection and then convert it right away to the needed GPX file format. So the only thing you have to do is copy this file from your smartphone to the desktop PC, either via cloud services, wireless LAN or something else. Okay, now we have the images. If you have a camera or a module with the GPS data in it, just import the images into Lightroom. If you have the images on the one hand side and the track file on the other hand side, you just mark your images on the film strip or on the grid mode and then go to the map module. And on the bottom side you find the menu item load track file, and then just load this track file, and if the data fits between the images, that is mainly date and time and fits with the GPS data, all images are automatically tagged with the GPS data. If you do that for the first time, Lightroom will ask you if it should do a reverse lookup for the GPS data. That means the images only have the GPS coordinates, and Lightroom uses this data to get information about country, town where you're in, and something else. So these are stored also in the metadata of the picture. Okay, that are the opportunities you have to geotag your images. Now we must come back to the error I occurred during my vacation in September. I used this little logger here, and usually at the end of the day I read out the data to my smartphone, and there are some other apps available like GPX Viewer, when you can view the track file with the map laid behind, and the positions were okay, but only date and time were somewhere in the 80s, and that is because of the GPS rollover effect. The GPS stores the week and uses for this only a 10-bit integer. So every 1024 weeks, this counter will be set to 0 again, and that way you get those problems with this settings. You might adjust this manually, but meanwhile both the Java solution for desktop PC available on bt747.org or the Android MTK app have a new version which automatically converts this. They just assume that if you download a track file now, that the data must be now in 2019, so there is no problem to get the right date and time for the track file, and that is the base for syncing the GPS data with your images in Lightroom or any other application which can do that. There is one thing you have to consider if you have GPS data in your images, and that is if you export those images to JPEG or any other file format, and if you plan to share them on social media, you should think about at least a moment about if you want to share the exact position of the image. Lightroom gives you the opportunity to delete those information during export, and maybe you have to consider if you do that or not, but it's up to you, and you have to decide whether you include all informations or if you hide at least the position information. Okay, that was my little video on GPS and geotagging of images. If you have any questions, just place them in the comments or in the comments of the corresponding blog post. And sure, I would be happy if you like the video, then just place a like, and I would appreciate it if you subscribe my channel, but be sure to activate notifications so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And that's it for today, so all I have to say, till the next time, ciao, Tux Oche.